I was talking to my therapist the other day about how we perceive ourselves, and that quite often there's a tendency to perceive other people as okay and ourselves as not okay. And that's sort of the position that we judge the world from then. This sort of comes from a viewpoint of transactional analysis, and the idea then is that we fall into sort of set scripts based on what we believe about ourselves and the world. Anywho, all that to say, she suggested that I do a picture of what it would be like if I believed I was okay and that I'd always been okay. Speaking about like the core person of you, like at the centre. And I did a quick doodle of a butterfly in the session, but I said I would do another picture using my wacky painting style. And so here we have me. I'm okay. What's quite funny is I think it started off as like a heart in the centre, and then I've kind of added this sort of orange and a bit of yellow. It ends up looking like a blazing fire with a face in the middle. It looks a little bit like it's got horns. Or these are just sort of like other flames coming off or smoke. So if you were to look at that picture, you would probably say you're not okay. There's also this spiral there, which is like the Fibonacci sequence. It would mean that sort of thing. It's actually speaking to me of like the fire of creativity, which makes a lot of sense because I do feel better, more centered when I'm creating art, poetry, or new ideas. So just in the center, from the bigger viewpoint I just showed, that actually looked more like a male face, I thought. But from this viewpoint, possibly a swan or a bird with a curved neck, merged with a female who has one arm in the air, possibly another female on the right with long hair. There's sort of this gateway doorway underneath that, kind of a triangular lambda symbol again. I'm obviously not getting what that symbol means because it keeps coming up. There's this extra light within that doorway, and I guess there is void/womb symbolism there too. Bottom right, you can see a couple of figures here, like the backs of heads, or even sideways. There is that idea of, I'm going to say heart shape, but it looks more like a hand, hold it in a cup shape. So just to zoom in the centre there, you can see this idea of swirling fire. As I say, it ends up looking more like a male face in this view. Top left in that centre circle is like a whitey cream face. This bit almost looks like a hand reaching up towards the centre, a hand of flames and somebody looking up at it. And I can kind of see the outline of a person on the left here coming into frame, kind of, where those spirals of the Fibonacci end up looking a bit like crosses as it comes over those other lines. Not sure what's in here in the red, possibly a bird wing, maybe. It's kind of quite formless. So I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to show this to her. Kind of looks like, at my core, I am okay in the centre of creation, inside the pits of hell. But not necessarily in a biblical sense, more in an underworld sense, the unconscious mind. Thanks for listening.